Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Saturday class for September the 3rd, 2022. My name is Mr. E. Good morning to everyone. And this is the day which the Lord has made, and we shall be glad and rejoice in it, and we shall learn customer service vocabulary. In this first class, we are going to cover the basic troubleshooting for the internet. Basic troubleshooting. This is basic. This is not tech support troubleshooting. Nope. This is not, IT department troubleshooting. No, this is basic troubleshooting. You're going to learn this first part for the most common internet or the most common issue in troubleshooting, which is problems with the internet. Let's say customers that are having issues connecting to the internet or whatnot. I'm going to turn on the transcription so you can also read what I'm saying and watch what I'm saying. So I'm going to ask a recommendation. I'm going to make an introduction of the vocabulary. It's going to be a 20-minute, 15-minute introduction. And then after that, I will take your questions and we will drill. So for the first 20 minutes, I'm going to ask you guys to have your microphones turned off and no questions until after 15, 20 minutes of my first explanation. So we can just focus on the pronunciations, okay? So in the first 15 minutes, microphones off, please. And then after the initial explanation, we will turn the microphones on for practice and pronunciation. Thank you very much for that, guys. So this video is being recorded. This is intended for pre-intermediate and intermediate students of English who want to learn the language to troubleshoot for call centers. Our objective is to also be able to apply this for a role play and to apply it for a work scenario, work situation in the future. Do you understand? Okay, perfect. So let's continue. So in this morning's objectives are, of course, let's write them down so they're clear for you. So the objectives for lesson number 1, we're going to have four lessons, a new lesson every Saturday. So in this lesson, you will achieve, first of all, you will, let's say student, recognizes, we'll just use recognizes, basic vocabulary, right? Basic vocabulary to troubleshoot internet issues, okay? So the basic vocabulary to troubleshoot internet issues, right? Number 2, student recognizes the troubleshooting process, okay? You understand? Troubleshooting is a process. It's a series of process or steps that you need to follow, right? That you need to follow in order to provide a resolution to the customer in regard to their internet, which is like the most common issue that we have with customers. This is the most common scenario. So if you practice this vocabulary and learn it and understand it, you will be able to troubleshoot phones, right? Mobile devices for internet issues, which is the number one reason why customers call customer service. And in our country, we have a lot of representation for cell phone companies in Guatemala. So it is very common that you will either do a role play about internet issues, or you will actually have to deal with this type of issue in the future. So this vocabulary will help you with the basic essential troubleshooting vocabulary that you need. In this lesson, we will not role play. We will learn and discover what is the vocabulary and what is to troubleshoot. So with that being said, let's get started with our first objective for this morning, okay? With the first vocabulary for this morning. So first, I want to quickly explain to you or give you some ideas about what is to troubleshoot. The definition says here, to troubleshoot is a series of steps or sequential steps followed to determine the root cause of a problem by ways of elimination. I'll repeat that again. So to troubleshoot is going to be steps, some series of steps, a series of steps. They're going to be sequential. So there's going to be a logical order, a logical process of following the steps to determine the root cause of a problem, to determine the root cause of a problem, to determine the reason why the phone is not connecting to the internet. In other words, to determine what is causing the phone from connecting to the internet. And we're going to do this by a process of elimination. So we're going to eliminate possible reasons or causes, possible causes why a phone is not connecting to the internet. We're going to eliminate different possibilities, okay? So that is what we call troubleshoot. It's something that usually tech department does. The tech support, technical department is in charge of. So we generally have people who are very knowledgeable of technology or very knowledgeable about software or knowledgeable about hardware or things of that sort. Okay, so I just want to make it clear that in our scope of support, right, scope of support for customer service, right, which is the areas that we will work with, one of the things that we're going to work with, of course, is number one, billing. We will have to deal with a lot of billing scenarios for customers. And we are also going to have to deal with, let's say, general questions, general questions that customers might have about their products or services. But another aspect that is included in our job or as part of our scope is to troubleshoot. Okay, we will need to troubleshoot. This is also included in part of the things that we need to do for, let's say, customer service. Do you understand? We are going to provide initial troubleshooting. So we're going to be the first line. So before a customer talks to a tech agent, so let's say we have the tech department, right? Or we call it tech support. Tech support is specialized, right? These guys are specialized in troubleshooting, right? They're specialized in troubleshooting, right? They have different techniques, right? They have different techniques. They have different knowledge. They have more knowledge about systems and how the phone operates and all of that. And of course, they have tools. They have special tools, applications that they use. So before a customer is transferred to tech support, we are going to be the first line of defense. So we are going to be first. We're going to provide troubleshooting. We're going to offer troubleshooting for the customer. And if we cannot resolve the issue because it's more complicated or it's difficult, it's more than what we can offer the customer, then we will eventually transfer the customer to tech support. Do you understand? Because most of these internet problems can be resolved with troubleshooting, with basic troubleshooting. Do you understand? I would say probably 70% of these problems can be resolved with troubleshooting. So it's our job to provide this initial troubleshooting. If the troubleshooting isn't sufficient, then we need to transfer or escalate to the tech support and transfer the customer to a tech support specialist in this area. Okay, so that is basically what we're going to do. So troubleshooting again is a sequence of steps that we follow in order to determine the problem or to determine the cause of the problem. This is done through a process of elimination. Okay, today we're going to talk about the basic steps for determining, right, for troubleshooting. When I say troubleshoot from now on, that's going to be our vocabulary. That's going to be a verb. I will troubleshoot. We're going to troubleshoot. I have troubleshooted. So I'm going to use this as a verb. Okay. From now on, when I say troubleshoot, I'm going to mean is I'm going to refer to the steps, the sequence that we're going to follow in order to determine the root cause of the problem. Okay. So from now on, that's going to be the vocabulary. Okay, so in this class, you're going to learn basic vocabulary for troubleshooting the internet. Remember, you are not tech support. You are not tech support, but you will try to determine and try to help the customer and by determining what the problem is and finding a solution to the internet problem here. So here's an example sentence for you. We're going to troubleshoot your phone to find out what's wrong with it. We're going to troubleshoot your phone to find out what's wrong with it, to determine what the cause is or to determine what the problem is. So here we're using it as a verb, okay? I'm also going to play an example of a role play involving this sequence. So we are going to learn different vocabulary for this. For instance, we're going to troubleshoot the internet. I have put together 12 steps. So 12 steps that you're going to follow. This includes certain sentences and most of all questions, because when you troubleshoot, you need to ask questions, specific questions. Usually these questions are yes/no questions in order to determine what the problem is. So to make it easy for you, I have put together 12 steps that you will follow in the sequence that will be provided for you. So in this document, we will discuss the 12 steps that you need to ask, or the 12 phrases that you might need to ask in the process of determining, of troubleshooting the internet, okay? So in the following audio, you're going to listen to how the sequence is used. So I'm going to read it here first, and then you're going to listen to the example. So first of all, we need to advise the customer that we're going to check, that we're going to work, that we're going to start. To signal that we're to the customer that we're going to start the troubleshooting process, we can use this sentence. For example, Mr. Customer, we're going to run some basic tests, right? We're going to run some basic tests. I'm going to explain the language after we watch the video. Number two, Mr. Customer, are you calling us from your device? Are you using your phone at this time? Number three, do you have signal bars? Do you have signal bars? Number four, do you have the 4G, 5G, LTE LED indicator on? The customer here is going to give us a sequence of answers of yes or no, and that's going to eliminate the possibilities. So we're going to eliminate different possibilities, causes, depending on what the customer answers. Number five, we're going to check if you are connected to Wi-Fi. So we're going to check, we're going to eliminate the factor that Wi-Fi is affecting. And then we're going to provide a series of steps. Could you please go to your phone settings? So we're going to advise the customer on the steps that need to be followed. Number seven, to find your quick settings, swipe down from the top of your screen. So we need to be able to communicate to the customer, right? To direct the customer on what to do on the screen. So this language is necessary. Number eight, at the top of your of the screen, you should be able to see your Wi-Fi icon. So we need to be able to tell the customer to go to certain parts of the screen, on top of the screen, on the left corner of your screen, on the right corner of your screen, in the center of your screen, you will find an icon or a specific setting on your phone. So you need to be able to guide the customer, right? Troubleshooting is also a process of guiding the customer to the solution. Number nine, if the Wi-Fi icon is on, tap it to turn it off so the icon is dimmed. We need to be able to give instructions to the customer, whether what to do, like certain language that we need to use, like tap, right? Turn on, turn off, different language that the customer will need to understand, and you need, because you need to give them instructions. We're going to test your internet. This is a way of verifying that the internet is working and everything is back to normal. So we need to test our job. We need to test our work, I mean. And could you please try to load a website or YouTube video? We're testing that the process is working, that we've been able at fixing the problem. And for the basic internet troubleshooting, we also need to provide in troubleshooting, let's say, a recap. The recap is just the steps that we perform. So for example, so today we checked your phone settings, and you know, we got you on the internet. We got you back on the internet. It's very likely that your phone was connected to Wi-Fi, to a Wi-Fi hotspot where the internet was not available anymore. So by turning Wi-Fi off, we switched you back automatically to your mobile data. So here we're explaining what the problem was, or what could have possibly caused the customer from not connecting to the internet. Okay, so there could be many things that could prevent a customer from connecting to the internet. So with the troubleshooting, let's say there could be 1,000 reasons why the phone is not connecting. But with troubleshooting and asking these basic questions, you will turn the 1,000 to 500. With more questions, you will turn the 500 possibilities to 200. With more questions, you will determine those 200 possibilities to 50. From those 50 possibilities, you will turn those 50 possibilities to 10, and then 5, and then 2, until you finally determine what the problem is. So basic troubleshooting will allow us to do that, okay? So basically, these are the steps. This is just a short summary of the 12 steps that you're going to listen. Today, I want you to understand what is troubleshooting. That's your objective. But also, I want you to start understanding and applying this language. We're going to listen to a podcast that I did a while back explaining a role play. So you're going to listen to a role play so you guys can get that, get a good idea. So we're going to listen to the podcast. I'll share the link after the class so you guys can watch it. So we're going to listen to the steps for basic troubleshooting. We're going to listen to an interaction so you guys have a good and clear idea about this. So let's play the YouTube video here that we got from the Academy so you guys can listen to it.
And by the way, wait for the little tone signal, the little sound, so you can start with your greeting, okay? All right, let's start.
Thank you for calling customer service. My name's Rachel. How can I help you today?
Yeah, thank you. I can't connect to the internet, and I really need to get on the web right now. Can you help me with this?
I'm so sorry to hear you can't connect to the internet at this time. I realize it's very important to have your full 5G service, but I can definitely help you with that.
All right, so what do you need me to do?
So what we're going to do first is to run some basic tests, and I'm gonna need your help by answering some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you calling us from your device?
No, I am not calling you from my device. I'm using another phone, so we can go ahead and do this, right?
Perfect. Do you have signal bars? Could you please check?
Okay. Yes, I do have full signal bars. That is correct.
Awesome. Do you have the 4G, 5G LTE LED indicator on?
Yeah, let me check. Yes, it does say 4G LTE, so I guess I do have it on.
That's perfect. Thank you for your help.
What next?
Now, we're gonna check if you're connected to Wi-Fi. Could you please go to your phone settings?
My Wi-Fi. Let me check.
To find your quick settings, swipe down from the top of your screen. At the top of your screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon.
Okay. It appears to be on. What do you want me to do?
If the Wi-Fi icon is on, tap it to turn it off so the icon is dimmed. This means it is off.
Okay.
Could you please tap on the Wi-Fi icon once you turn it off?
To turn it off? Okay. So let me go ahead and turn it off. Give me a second, please. Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. Okay, now it is off.
Perfect. Now, we're gonna test your internet. Could you please try to load a website or a YouTube video?
What, you want me to go ahead and test it or get on the web or something?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, let me go ahead and try the web, okay? Just a sec, all right? Let me see. Let me open up my browser here and let me go to YouTube. And just a sec. Hey, it's working again. Yeah, it's working.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Good to hear. It's no biggie, just doing my job. Would there be anything else I can help you with today?
No, I think that would be all. Thank you very much for helping me today. You're awesome.
Perfect. So today we checked your phone settings and got you back on the internet.
Okay.
It's very likely that your phone was connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot where the internet wasn't available anymore.
Uh-huh.
So by turning Wi-Fi off, we switched back automatically to your mobile data.
All right. Nice recap. Thank you very much.
Once again, my name is Rachel. Thank you very much for preferring us and have a wonderful day.
Okay, very good. So let's understand the role play process here. In this role play example, I'm going to stop so you can understand that we wrote the troubleshooting is a sequence of questions of steps that we follow to determine what is the root cause. So I'm going to pause in the key questions that you need to ask in your role play. This is the vocabulary that you need to learn. So let me just go ahead and play that part.
Let's say the steps that you need to follow, but down below in the notes area, you'll see the actual questions that you would ask me in the little sound, so you can start with your reading.
Pay
Okay.
attention to the question,
All
the
right, let's
sequence,
start.
the sequence.
Thank you for calling customer service. My name's Rachel. How can I help you today?
This is just role play.
Yeah. Thank you. I can't connect to the internet, and I really need to get on the web right now. Can you help me with this?
I'm so sorry to hear you can't connect to the internet at this time. I realize it's very important to have your full 5G service, but I can definitely help you with that.
Okay, that's empathy and assurance of help. You already know that. We'll practice that later. Today, that's not the point. Today is troubleshooting, the sequence. So pay attention to the following questions.
All right. So what do you need me to do?
So what we're going to do first is to run some basic tests, and I'm going to need your help by answering some questions.
Okay, so now the agent is giving the customer expectations. What are we going to do? So what she said there is we're going to run some basic tests. That's telling the customer we're going to check your phone together. So we're going to run some basic tests, and I'm going to need your help because I cannot do it because you have the phone, I don't have the phone. So I'm going to need your help to do these tests. So this is the first step. We need to give the customer clear expectations about the tests that we're going to run on the phone, and that we need the customer to help us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you calling us from your device?
Key question. If you're troubleshooting for the internet, the first question that you need to ask in the troubleshooting, basic troubleshooting is, are you calling me or are you calling us from your device, your phone, right? So this is important because if the customer is talking to you on the phone that has the internet problem, then we cannot do the full test. We cannot complete all the tests because we need to probably turn the phone off and back on. And if we turn the phone off, the customer is going to lose communication with us. There are also other applications and tools that you will learn at the call center that you will have at your disposal that the customers don't have, in which you can reset the telephone towers. You can order by clicking a button and the towers will reset, reconfigure, or restart the signal. And if that happens, the call will drop. If the call drops, then the call will end. So this question is key. Do you understand? If the customer is calling us from the phone, then we need to use different questions. We need to follow a different procedure. Do you understand? But if the customer has a second device, let's say, for instance, I have two phones here for the example. So I have two. So look, I have two devices. This is the phone with the problem. This phone is not connecting to the internet, but I'm using this phone to talk to you about it. Do you understand? Got it? I'm using this phone. So this is the phone with the problem, and this is the phone that I'm using to talk to you. So the question is, Are you calling us from your device, this device with the service? Here, then I could say, no, I'm not calling you from the device. I'm calling you from a different phone. Awesome. This is important because now we understand that the customer can turn off and reset and everything. The customer can follow your steps. But if the customer is on the same, doesn't have another phone and he's calling you from the phone, then we cannot use these steps. Do you understand? We cannot follow these steps. Do you understand? So these steps are if the customer is calling us from a different phone. Do you understand? Okay. So if the customer is calling us from a different step, then these are the questions that you will follow in the process. Do you understand? And most of the time, people will call you from a different phone because they know they have to do tests. If not, then there are some other questions that we can do. The troubleshooting process is limited because if the customer is using the same phone to talk to you and this phone has the problem, then the process is going to be limited. There's so many things that we can do. Okay. But let's suppose that the customer is calling you from a secondary phone and that we have we can work completely on the phone that has the problem. Okay, so let's listen.
No, I am not calling you from my device.
Okay, so now we understand that the customer has a different device. I'm not calling you from this phone with the problem. I'm calling you from a different phone.
I'm using another phone, so we can go ahead and do this, right?
I'm using a different phone.
Perfect. Do you have signal bars?
Okay, question. First question that needs to be asked. So now, step one, we determined that the customer is on a different phone. Question number 2. Do you have signal bars? Signal bars are the indicators, the little bars that you have over here. We call them signal bars. So we need to determine if the customer is, first of all, connected to the network. Right? This is important. Do you have signal bars? Because if you do not have signal bars, then we have a different problem. But if you have connection to the network and you cannot connect to the internet, then we need to follow a sequence of different questions. You understand? So this is key question. Question number 2. Number 1, are you using your device? Number 2, do you have signal bars?
Could you please check?
Okay, great. You need to tell the customer, can you please check? Do you have signal bars? Please check on your device. And where are the signal bars? Okay, look, go to the upper top, go to the top of your phone, go to the left corner, right corner, left corner, right corner, right? Go to the top, go to your right corner, go to your left corner and check if you have signal bars.
Okay. Yes, I do have full signal bar.
The expression full signal bars means I'm connected completely. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, everything, or the 5 bars, everything is connected. I am 100% connected to the network.
That is correct.
Awesome. Do you have the 4G, 5G LTE LED indicator on?
Okay, so this is important. Some devices will indicate at the top. These are called indicators, and these are called LEDs. These are LED indicators, right? So many devices, especially Android, this is troubleshooting for Android, by the way, Android. So with Android, you're going to have at the top many indicators of the network. Then the next question is to ask the customer, okay, so we checked, the customer has signal bars. Third question is, do you have the 4G or 5G LTE LED indicator on? The 4G, well, basically there are 5G connections, right? Up to now there are 5G. The most popular one was 3G, right? 4G is the one that we're using in this country still. 4G is the most popular one. But in the United States, in some parts of the United States, they're using 5G already. So we need to check, because if the customer is, let's say, on 2G, then there is no access to the internet. Just by being, if the customer says, nope, It doesn't say it doesn't say 3G, it doesn't say 4G, it says 2G. Okay, so we got a different problem. That's a different problem. The customer is not connected to the correct network, and the customer is not receiving the full speed. So that's a different problem. That's a different problem. However, if the customer says to you, yes, I can see my 4G, I can see the 5G, I can see the 3G, that means I should have the internet, because you have internet access with 3G, 3G up, 3G, 3G, 4G, and 5G will give you connection to the internet. If you have 2G or the letter E sometimes, no connection. Do you understand? So this is important to determine.
Yeah, let me check. Yes, it does say 4G LTE, so I guess I do have it on.
So the customer gets confirmation and says, yeah, I got 4G, I got 5G, and the LED is on, the indicator is on, the light is on, right? It's not dimmed.
That's perfect. Thank you for your help.
What next?
Now, we're going to check if you're connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay, expectations. Okay, so, okay, number one, the customer is not on the phone. Number two, the customer has full signal bars. Number three, the customer has 4G or the 5G network. So we determined three things already. The next step, right? The next sequence in the steps is to check the phone settings, right? Okay, by experience, I'm going to share with you the quickest solution. The number one reason why that's my son, by the way. The number one reason why customers cannot connect to the internet is due to Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi signal interrupts or interferes with the mobile data signal. So there are two signals, Wi-Fi and mobile data. Do you understand? Mobile data is the signal that you get when you're walking in the street, when you're outside of your house, when you are in your car. Do you understand? That's mobile data. And that's the signal that your phone communicates with the closest tower. So the closest tower, your phone is going to communicate to the tower. That's mobile data. However, if you are at your home, at your residence, you have a router, and your router is imitating, it's transmitting, it's transmitting the Wi-Fi signal in your house. So the Wi-Fi signal in your house and the signal that's coming from the tower, they collide and they interfere with each other. They're not compatible. It's different. So the number one reason why customers at home cannot connect or in their businesses is because the local Wi-Fi is interfering with the mobile data, with the tower. Do you understand? And to solve this problem, what you need to do, and to make sure that your network is working, is cut off Wi-Fi. Turn off Wi-Fi for a moment, because you want the phone to connect with the signal directly from the tower. That's the best way to determine it. So here we want to turn off Wi-Fi so the customer will receive the tower signal. Now we need to check the settings. This is key vocabulary. We are going to check the settings. Could you please go to your settings? Now, in an Android device, I'm not going to talk for iPhones. Androids are more popular. You're going to have this. You need to tell the customer to go to the top of their phone. They need to tap and hold down and swipe down to have access to the settings, right? The settings on the phone. So you can see the settings there. You're going to have to advise the customer, could you please tap on the settings icon? You're going to go to the settings icon, and the phone is going to show you the settings, right? So you need to tell the customer to go to the settings, because we're going to check the Wi-Fi settings. So that's language that we're going to talk about today.
Could you please go to your phone settings?
My Wi-Fi, let me check.
To find your quick settings, swipe down from the top of your screen.
Okay, so to find your phone settings, you're going to swipe down from the top of your screen, right? Swipe down from the top of your screen.
At the top of your screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon.
At the top of the screen, you should be able to see your Wi-Fi icon. Do you see the Wi-Fi icon here? Right? You should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon at the top of the screen.
Okay. It appears to be on. What do you want me to do?
If the Wi-Fi icon is on, tap it to turn it off so the icon is dimmed.
Okay, perfect. We are going to turn off Wi-Fi. So we're going to tap, listen to the language, tap the icon, tap the icon to turn it off. I'm not going to do that right now. Well, I'm going to do it because anyways, I have mobile data. So when I tap I'm going to tap and I'm going to turn it off. You know, there you go. It's off. Now it's off. I am not in Wi-Fi. The phone automatically is going to switch to mobile data. The SIM card, the tower, do you understand? Automatically.
This means it is off.
Okay.
Could you please tap on the Wi-Fi icon once you turn it off?
To turn it off. Okay. So let me go ahead and turn it off.
Good. So now you can see that the icon is dimmed. It's not blue. I'm going to tap it on. It's blue. It's on. I tap it again. I'm sorry. My fingers are too fat. Okay. Here, I'm going to tap it again and it's off. So you're going to advise your customer, could you please turn it off? Could you tap on the icon? Tap on. Can you tap on the icon to turn it off? Tap. Okay. So now it's off.
Give me a second, please. Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now it is off.
Perfect. Now we're going to test your internet. Could you please?
Okay. So now the Wi-Fi is off. Now the next thing is let's test the internet. Let's see if the network, you're doing something over there in your call center, you're going to have tools you can see. Okay, let me see. You're going to have all this information that the customer doesn't have. You're going to see that everything is fine. Maybe you're going to check some settings here, right? And now we're going to test it. We're going to see. So we removed Wi-Fi. We got Wi-Fi out of the way and we want to test our network. Do you understand?
Please try to load a website or a YouTube video.
Okay, so now that we did something on the system, you do some steps, some magical steps on your computer, right? Now we're going to go to the customer. Okay, Mr. Customer, let's go ahead and test. Let's do a test. We're going to perform a test. Normally what we would say is, can you load a website, for example, like YouTube, because YouTube is streaming and it uses a lot of data. So can you tap on your YouTube icon? Can you load a YouTube video so we can test what's going on? So the customer goes and there you go. Voila, right? Oh, look, I'm going to test it. Okay.
What, you want me to go ahead and test it or get on the web or something?
That's another way of saying it. Get on the web. Yeah, Mr. Customer, we're going to test it. Can you please get on the web? Can you get on the web and load a website, or maybe load your Facebook page or load your YouTube? Can you get on the web? We're going to run a test.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, let me go ahead and try the web, okay? Just a sec, all right?
This process
Let me
requires for
see.
you to be patient.
Let me open up my browser here and let me go to YouTube.
Some customers are going to be very good at using their phone. They're not going to call you. But customers that need help, right? They're going to call you. So you need to be patient. Patience is key, right? If you're not patient, you're not going to be able to help the customer. And have a good attitude always.
And just a sec. Hey, it's working again. Yeah, it's working.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so we did the test. We did something on our computer. And now we changed, maybe we changed some settings, maybe we did something on our end at the call center. And now the customer, we tell, okay, Mr. Customer, I made some changes. I changed this, I checked the settings, I checked the tower or something. Now can you get on the web? Can you test your YouTube? Can you test your account or something? Can you get on the web for me, please? I want to make sure that what I'm doing is correct. Okay, if the customer says, no, it's not working. Okay, no worries, Mr. Customer. Let me try option B here. Okay, just a moment, bear with me. I'm gonna work on my system. Da, 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 da. Okay, Mr. Customer, can you try again? Can you load a website again, please, for me? Okay, great, okay. Oh yeah, look, oh yeah, now it seems to be working. Everything is working. Oh, perfect, great. So we got that fixed. You understand? Now, these specialized or these other steps, you're going to learn them in your training. When you take your training for the call center you're going to work with, they're going to teach you troubleshooting, and they're going to teach you the system steps. They're going to teach you all these things that you're going to learn. And don't worry about that. You are going to worry about that until you get to that training part, that you're going to learn the technical aspect, right? But for now, I just want you to get the idea, the main concept, okay? Now, let's say that the internet is back, customers working.
Good to hear. It's no biggie, just doing my job. Would there be anything else I can help you with today?
No, I think that would be all. Thank you very much for helping me today. You're awesome.
Perfect. So today we checked your phone settings and got you back on the internet.
Okay.
It's very likely that your phone was connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot where the internet wasn't available anymore.
Uh-huh.
So by turning Wi-Fi off, we switched back automatically to your mobile data.
Okay, so now we got the customer back online. We got him back on the internet. And now what's going to happen next is you're going to give a recap. You're going to try to explain very briefly, not being too technical. Don't be technical with customers. Just tell them basically what happened, or maybe what was the cause of the problem. You're not going to go technical, right? You don't go. It's better if you don't use too much tech jargon. Just use basic vocabulary. So what you want to explain, okay, Mr. Customer, so I'm going to recap. So in other words, so today we checked your internet and we got you back. We got you back on the internet. So in other words, we restored your signal. We restored your connection. We got you back on the internet. It is possible that your home Wi-Fi was interfering with your mobile data. That is why you could not connect. Or it could be you could determine other reasons. Maybe it is possible that the tower you needed to connect again. You needed to connect again, establish a connection again with the tower. So that's why you were not able to connect Wi-Fi. You understand? So basic explanation. You don't need to go technical. You don't need to say, yes, in my system, I was checking the APN settings and the APA address attached to the DNS address was blocking the sub router out. No, you don't need to say all that stuff. You understand? Right? Just basic words. So Mr. Customer, basically the problem was that your home Wi-Fi was interrupting the signal. That's it. Or basically, Mr. Customer, sometimes we need to restart the tower. That's it. Sometimes we need to restart the tower, sometimes, Mr. Customer, we need to refresh. Basically, Mr. Customer, sometimes we need to refresh the signal. Easy. You understand? Easy. No technical stuff. Mr. Customer, sometimes we need to refresh the signal. And that's all that was happening today. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm happy that we are back on the internet and that your 5G service is back, so you can go back to enjoy your videos and go back to your work or go back to do your job, whatever it is you need to do, Mr. Customer. Do you understand? The technical department, if you cannot fix it, then you're going to send them to the technical. But if you can fix it with basic troubleshooting, which is most of the case, in most cases you can fix it, then you don't need to go to tech support, okay? So in the end, we're going to give a brief summary or a recap of the steps and just a quick explanation why the phone was not connecting to the internet in the first place. We're not going to go technical with that, okay?
All right. Nice recap. Thank you very much.
Once again, my name is Rachel. Thank you very much for preferring us and have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.
Okay, great. So that was just the end of the role play. Right now, the role play right now is not what I want you to focus on. Your goal is to understand the troubleshooting sequence. Okay, so basically what you just saw there, and I described step by step, were the basic steps for basic troubleshooting for internet issues. And the solution here was very simple. It was just simply to turn Wi-Fi off, turn Wi-Fi back on. Possibly the agent checks something else on the systems, right? Some other settings or something. Some things you don't need to tell your customer. You don't need to tell your customer all these technical things that you're doing. That's not necessary. Sometimes you only have to click, or 2 times just click something, and that's it. And the tower, you just click and the tower is going to restart again. Or sometimes you can tell the customer, turn the phone off, turn it back on again. That's going to be for another role play process. Do you understand? So fortunately for this scenario, the internet was fixed just by changing the settings. However, sometimes that's not going to be the case. Sometimes the other solution is to restart the tower, or to remove the battery, or to do but basically it's just restarting the tower. Refreshing the tower signal is what you can do, right? And check the settings, check the configuration settings. That's it. If after doing those tests it's not working, then transfer to tech support. But you did your job. You provided basic troubleshooting. Do you understand? And of course, in your training, you will learn other causes, right, or other solutions to the problem. But basically, the problem can be solved with checking the settings, turning Wi-Fi off, and refreshing the tower. So those are the 3 basic solutions, right? Checking settings, Wi-Fi problems, or refreshing the tower, right? It could be either one of those 3, the most common scenarios, right? So in this scenario, we talked about the Wi-Fi. So we fixed it in step 1. We only fixed it in step 1. We didn't go to step 2. We didn't go to step 3 because it wasn't necessary. So if step 1 didn't work, okay, it's not working. The Wi-Fi is not the problem. We discard, we eliminate Wi-Fi, and we go to the next problem, which could be probably the settings. We need to check the settings. Okay, so Wi-Fi discarded. Now let's check the settings. Let's see if the customer is connected to the correct APN settings, or has the correct configuration in the phone. If that is not the problem, then we do a test. Okay, we eliminate the problem. And then finally, we go to the third step, which is refreshing the tower. So Mr. Customer, we're going to try the last thing here. We're going to refresh the tower. And for this, I need to turn off the phone and turn it back on. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to restart the tower in order to get this fixed for you. Okay, usually we stop there. That's the last that we can do. If that does not work, if it's still not working, then we need to transfer this to tech department, to the specialized people. Do you understand? So again, troubleshooting is a sequence of steps to determine what the problem is. Okay. And today we're going to talk about the vocabulary for that. So let's take a look at the vocab. So number 1, we're going to talk about 12 steps. So number 1, we're going to give expectations. We're going to set expectations. We're going to give the customer the expectations. Okay, so Mr. Customer, I'm very sorry to hear that you're not connecting to the internet right now. I know that this is important for you, but don't worry. I can definitely help you with that. I'm an expert here, and I can definitely check your settings and make sure that your phone is back to your full service. So the first thing that we're going to do, Mr. Customer, is we are going to run some basic tests. Okay, Mr. Customer, we're going to run some basic tests. Right, so the expression here, we say run tests. We're going to run some tests. This is just a phrase that means we're going to perform, we're going to do some tests on your phone, right? So number 1, we're going to run some tests. Okay, that's expectations, number 1. Step number 2, after you set the expectations, right? This is an important question. This is necessary. You need to ask this all the time. Are you calling us from your device? Are you calling us from your device? Right? Are you calling us from your device, or do you have a different device? This is key. So if the customer says yes, there is a different process. If the customer says no, there is a different process. Okay. Okay. So for example, if the customer says, yes, I'm calling you from my device, I don't have another phone. Okay, Mr. Customer, not a problem. I can definitely help you, but please be advised that we're going to have to turn the phone off and back on, so you will be disconnected. There could be a point where we will be disconnected, okay? So if the customer is on the phone, you're going to advise the customer, right, that you will need to run some tests, right? Run some tests that require the phone to be turned off. Okay, so just set some expectations. Okay, Mr. Customer. Okay, great. That's perfect, sir. I know that you are on your phone. Not a problem. Just be advised. Please know that I'm going to do some tests, and we could get disconnected. There's a possibility we could get disconnected. So please be advised. If we get disconnected, I will call you back. Okay, I will call you back. Do you understand? Or we could say, if the customer says, yes, I'm calling you from my phone. Okay, Mr. Customer, do you have another line I can call you on? Do you have another line I can call you on? Oh yeah, I have my other phone in the room. Okay, great. What is the number? I'm gonna call you on that phone, on that line, so you can have this phone free, completely free to run the tests. Do you understand? Okay, so I'm gonna call you back here. Great, got it. So we get another line, we call the customer back on a different number, right? So we can have full access to the phone, okay? If the customer says, no, I'm not calling you from my phone, I'm calling you from another phone that I have here, then that's great, perfect. So then we will continue with the steps. You understand? Okay, so listen to me. This is okay, so here, if the customer says, no, I'm not calling you from my device, I'm calling you from a different device, then you will continue the steps that are going to follow right now. All right, you will follow the steps that I'm going to tell you right now. If the customer says, yeah, look, unfortunately, I don't have another phone and okay, then we're going to follow different steps. You understand? We're going to advise the customer to give us another phone number, or maybe we can ask the customer, just give them expectations that there's going to be a disconnection if possibly we can get disconnected. So please be advised that if we get disconnected, I will call you back, and this is normal. Okay. So if the customer says, no, I'm calling you, I have another phone, I'm talking to you from a different phone. All right, perfect, Mr. Customer. I'm happy to hear that. And no, not a problem. Let's continue with the steps. All right. So we're going to continue with the steps. Next question is going to be, this is important. Okay, Mr. Customer, now that you are on a different phone, and I know that, can we check your signal, please? Do you have signal bars, Mr. Customer? Do you have signal bars? Yes. Yes, you know what? I have signal bars. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Customer. Thanks for your help. Next question, Mr. Customer. Do you have the 4G, 5G LTE LED indicator on? Yes, as a matter of fact, I have 4G right now. It says 4G. Okay, perfect, Mr. Customer. I do appreciate that. Let's go to the next question over here. Okay, so Mr. Customer, so now that we know that you are on the network, we're going to check your Wi-Fi. We're going to check if you are connected to the Wi-Fi. And for this, I'm going to need your help. Okay, Mr. Customer, let's go to the next step, Mr. Customer. So please, can you or could you go to your phone settings, please? Let's go to your phone settings. We're going to check this. Please find your phone set. Where are my settings? Please go to the top, the upper part of your phone. Go to the top part of your phone, and you should be able to see the phone settings on your phone. Or to find your quick settings, you can swipe down from the top of your screen. You can swipe down by tapping, right? You can tap and swipe down from the top of your screen to see the phone settings. At the top of the screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon. Please let me know if you can see the Wi-Fi icon. Yeah, I can see it. All right, perfect. Now, if the Wi-Fi icon is on, I want you to tap on it to turn it off so the icon is dimmed. In other words, it is turned off. So let me know, Mr. Customer, when your Wi-Fi is off. Okay, perfect. It's off. Thank you, Mr. Customer, for your help. Next step, we're going to test the internet right now. So now I did something. I checked my system. I'm working here on the system and I'm checking here the settings and everything is okay. And now let's go ahead and test. We're going to test your internet, Mr. Customer 11. Could you please try to load a website, or can you please try to load a video? We're going to need to check if the internet is working. Thank you very much. I'll wait right here. Let me know. Perfect. Okay, so your YouTube is working. I'm happy to hear that. So to finish, Mr. Customer, today we checked your phone settings. We got you back on the internet. It's very likely that your phone was connected to a Wi-Fi or hotspot where the internet was not available or was available. But by turning off your Wi-Fi, we switch you back to automatically to your mobile data. So that was basically the problem. You know, the Wi-Fi was interfering, or the Wi-Fi was interrupting the signal, your mobile data signal, sir. So I'm happy to hear that everything is working. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, that'll be all. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much for using our service. Have a wonderful weekend and God bless you. Bye-bye. Boom. End of the call. You understand? Okay. Very good. So let's take a look at the process for the language part. Okay. Okay. So here, let's go to our first step here. Okay. All right, guys. So now at this point, you guys can turn on your microphones, and now we will receive questions and we will practice our pronunciation for the remainder of the class. We're going to go step by step. Okay. Step by step. I'm going to explain the language now. Okay. Okay, so number one, we're going to set expectations. We're going to say something like, we're going to run some basic tests. Okay, so here we're going to go. Run some basic tests. In other words, we're going to do some basic tests. It's the same thing, right? We're going to run, we will run some basic steps or some basic tests on your phone. Okay, can you guys repeat that one, please? We're going to run some basic steps.
We're going to run some basic test.
Okay, now can you guys say it to me like in the context of a phone call? Like imagine that you're like talking to me on the phone. You say, okay, Mr. Customer, we're going to run some basic steps. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. I can definitely help you with this. Let me go ahead. You can let me go ahead and run some basic steps. Or we're going to run some basic steps, or we're going to do some basic steps. So number one, expectations. Okay. Let's go to number two. Number two. Okay, this is a question. We need to ask this question all the time. So are you calling us from your device? Are you calling us
from your device?
Calling us from your device.
Well, no, as a matter of fact, I'm not. I'm not calling you from the device. So now what are you going to say? Oh, perfect. That's great. Good to hear that. So now the customer said, no, I'm not calling you from my device. I'm calling you from a different device. So if that is the answer, okay, great. We can just automatically continue with the next question. Okay. Okay, what is the next question? Mr. Customer, can you please help me here? Can you check the following? Do you have signal bars? Let's say that, please. Do you have signal bars?
Do you have signal bars?
Very good. Signal, right? Signal. So you want to pronounce this with, that's right. You want to pronounce this as sig with an I, not C, signal, no, signal. You're going to say signal, right? Signal bars, R's. All right. Can you guys say that? Do you have signal bars?
Do you have signal bars?
Yes, I have full signal bars. Maybe the customer is going to say, yes, I have 3 bars, right? Or maybe I have 2 bars. This is important because the bars determine how close or how far away you are from the tower. Tower means, the tower, the tower, you have a, let's say you've seen those towers from the cell phone companies here in Guatemala, right? Claro, Tigo, they have these huge towers, right? So this is a tower, right? And this tower is transmitting a signal, right? Is transmitting a signal. And if the customer, the closer the customer is to the tower, this is the cell phone, right? The closer the customer is to the tower, the proximity, right? This is just logical. If the customer is closer to the tower, the stronger the signal will be. That's the rule, right? So the closer the phone is to the tower, right? The stronger the signal, right? The signal will be. That's the rule, right? That's the rule. Okay. So if you are closer to the tower, right? If you are closer to the tower, you will have more signal bars. Okay. Okay. You understand? So if you are closer to the tower, you're going to have in this phone, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. But if there's more distance, then maybe you're just going to have 2. All right. Or in some cases, you're going to have 3. Okay. This is important because for the internet, this is important. For your internet to work, at least you need 2 signal bars. Do you understand? But if the customer only has 1 signal bar, that's going to be a problem. Then you have a problem there. This is a different scenario, different solution that we need to follow. Maybe we need to reset the tower. If there's only 1 signal bar, maybe 2 signal bars, then maybe the problem is the distance from the tower, and maybe we need to refresh, right? Maybe you need to refresh. Learn this vocabulary, please. Refresh the tower. Okay. It is possible that you need to refresh the tower. How do you do that? In your system, you will have tools that will help you refresh the tower. Okay. You will have specific tools that will help you with a click of a button. With a click of a button, boop, boop, you refresh the tower, the signal of the tower for this specific SIM card location. Do you understand? Got it? All right, perfect. All right, good. So good so far there, right? So this is important, right? This is important that you guys need to understand, so you're able to explain this to your customers. Okay. All right, perfect. So moving on now. So do you have signal bars? The customer says here, yeah, I got 3, I got 4, I have full signal bars. Perfect. Awesome. Great. Let's continue to the next question. Okay, Mr. Customer, do you have the 4G, 5G, or 3G LED indicator? Okay, so in cell phone technology, right, you're going to have for the internet to work, you're going to have the internet is communicated across the 3G network, right? The 4G network, of course, which is faster, and currently the 5G network, which is the fastest network for the internet. Do you understand? This will include functions for voice over IP, which is when you make a phone call over the internet. When you make a phone call like Skype, this is like voice over the internet. Video like Zoom right now, video over the internet, over an IP address, internet protocol address. Video over the internet is like right now, like when we're using Zoom, we're streaming video. This will also allow you to stream video in high definition, HD. Like for
Me
instance,
la estoy llevando al puerto.
when you're watching let's say videos on YouTube or things like that, let's turn off the microphones unless you're gonna make a comment, guys. Or you're gonna raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. This is a recording for all the students. Okay, Grace. So let's make sure that we got that off. Raise your hand if you want to make a comment. Okay, so it says here, when we stream HD video, like in high definition for YouTube or Netflix, right? And you can also use this for gaming, right? When people game, they play games, they need a broadband, they need, you know, a high connection, a fast network connection. So LTE, the 4G, the 5G means third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation connections. You understand? This is just the technology in which cell phone communication is built upon. Do you understand? Okay, so that's basically what it means. And your customer is, some phones, they're going to have an indicator. Some don't, but some do. They have an indicator, and this is important because you can definitely see, or you can understand that the customer is connected correctly or has the full support, the full capacity of the network. The term LTE, this is a technical term. This stands for long-term evolution. This is the term LTE, is just a technical term which stands for long-term evolution. This is usually attached after the 4G or 5G or 5G generation thing there. So you have LTE, long-term evolution. That's what it means. It's a technology used for the cell phones. The term LED, a LED or a LED indicator is usually an icon, right? This is an icon over here. This is an icon, or this is an icon, right? These are LEDs, like little lights. A LED is a light that indicates when something is on. So let's say if my LED indicator is on, then the light is going to be, let's see, very bright. So this is going to be yellow, for example. It is on. So I would say the LED indicator is on because it is yellow. However, if I don't have the service or the service is deactivated, then the LED indicator is off. Maybe the phone will display it in a different color. Usually when it's not working, the color is going to be different. Maybe it's going to be gray like this, right? Gray signals it's off or it's not working. So I would say here, Mr. Customer, can you check, do you have the 4G LTE indicator on? And if it's like this, it means if it's dimmed. So we say here, the LED is dimmed. The LED is dimmed. That means it is not on. There is no light. It's dimmed, right? It's no light on. Then that means that it needs to be turned on. So can you please make sure that it's, is it on? So if it's on, maybe it's going to turn a different color, maybe white or blue, or it's going to have a different color when the LED indicator is on. So this is a question just to make sure that the customer is connected. So do you have the 5G LED indicator on? That means that this is on. Or do you have the LTE indicator on? So these are indicators, visual indicators that are letting you know that they have access to the network, okay? So that they have access to the full capacity of the network. These are questions that we need to ask to their customer, right? So customer says, yeah, look, it says here 5G, it says 5G and LTE, so everything looks normal, everything is on. All right, perfect, Mr. Customer. Let's move on to the next step. Let's go to number 5 here. Okay, so now that we determined that the customer is completely connected to the network, has signal bars, has the full 5G network, everything is connected normally. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi is one of the most common reasons why the phone will not connect. So Mr. Customer, we're going to check your Wi-Fi. We're going to check you are connected to Wi-Fi, okay? We're going to check, we will perform, we will check that you are connected to Wi-Fi. So we're going to check your Wi-Fi. All right, guys. That's what we're gonna say. Okay, so we're setting some expectations here. So next question. This is a key question, everyone. It says, could you go to your phone settings? This is key term, phone settings. All right, the phone settings in most cell phones in Spanish is called ajustes. Okay, sometimes it's called ajustes, you know, ajustes de la red, ajustes del teléfono, something like that. But in English, there's just one term. It's called settings. The word is just sometimes, look, settings at the top, settings, or phone settings. So it's just one word, okay? One word, sometimes it's phone settings, sometimes it's settings, but in settings, that's where you're gonna find all the settings for the Wi-Fi, the mobile data, the applications, the storage, and whatnot. So here you're going to find the settings for the phone. So we need to advise the customer, okay, Mr. Customer, can we go to your settings? Can you please go to your phone settings? Do you understand? Phone settings. The customer is going to say, what are you talking about? I don't get you. What are you talking about? Okay, I want you to look for the gear icon. Write this down. Gear icon. A gear icon. What is the gear? A gear, G-E-A-R, is this thing here. This is a gear. Okay, this little a gear, you know, like a little like that little mechanism that makes two things work together because they gear in place. So that's called the gear, right? This is called the gear. So you need to tell people, yeah, Mr. Customer, can you look for the gear icon? Look, I got a gear icon here at the top of my screen. Do you see that? Look on your phone. If you have a phone, locate the gear icon. Okay, that's the gear. So you can tell your customer, look for the gear icon. Oh, here it is. Tap on it. Oh, there. Now I'm automatically in my settings. Okay. So these things on the phone are called icons, right? Or apps, right? So here we're going to tell the customer, could you please go to your phone settings and tap. We're going to use the verb tap on. Boom, boom. I need you to tap. Okay. Tap. I need you to tap on the icon. So Mr. Customer, can you please tap on the phone settings? Can you tap on the phone settings or the settings icon? So Mr. Customer, tap on the phone settings icon. Perfect. All right, awesome. So we got that. And number 7, if the customer cannot find it, this is vocabulary. We're going to have the different vocabulary for your phone. So here we're going to have the verb swipe. Swipe. That's the verb you're going to use. Swipe. Okay? To swipe your finger or your hand means to move it in a direction where you make contact with the surface of the phone. You make contact with the surface and you move your finger or your hand in a specific direction. Okay? And the 4 directions that you can advise your customer are, of course, swipe down, right? Swipe up, swipe left, and swipe right. Okay. Those are the first directions. Let's see if you guys, can you guys do it there wherever you are? Let's do it together. Okay. So everybody swipe down. Come on, show me your finger. Swipe down. Come on, swipe down. Do this action. Now swipe up, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up. Okay. Now swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe right. So good, you got it. Swipe right. This is important because you need to tell the customer, you need to guide the customer and tell them, okay, Mr. Customer, can you swipe left? Can you swipe right? Can you swipe down? You understand? Okay. Now, if you want them to tap and hold. So here, tap and swipe down. So you're going to tap, hold, and swipe down. So that's, do you see that? So you're going to, let me repeat that again. So you're going to make a combination. So you're going to go, okay, Mr. Customer, I need you to tap and hold. Tap and hold. Okay. tap and hold. So it's sostener, right? Tap and hold. So tap and hold, step one, and then swipe down. Oh, voila, phone settings. You understand? You need to tell that. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so let's do it one, let's swipe, let's close this. Mr. Customer, go to the top of your phone, tap and hold, swipe down. Oh, I didn't do it well. Tap, tap and hold, swipe down. Ah, there it is. Okay, tap and hold, swipe down. All right, repeat after me. Tap, tap and hold,
Tap and hold
and swipe down.
and swipe down.
Very good. That's it. That's what you need to tell them to have access to the screen settings. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So key verbs: swipe, tap and hold, and swipe up or swipe down. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so to find your quick settings, Mr. Customer, please tap and hold, swipe down from the top of your screen, and from the top of your screen, so you can download it, and so you can find it. So here you have the screen. Let's imagine this is the screen. All right, what is this called? This is called the screen of the phone, right? The screen. So let's imagine this is your screen. Here we're going to use write this vocabulary down, top of the screen, right? And here we're going to use the bottom of the screen. Top of the screen, bottom of the screen. Okay. Okay. So here we're going to go to the left corner. Depending on your perspective, you guys will see the left corner or the right corner of your screen. So here I'm going to say the left corner. This is going to be my left corner, right? And here I'm going to have my right corner, right? Depending on the perspective, right? This will be my right corner. Let's put it here. Okay, something like that. The right corner, the left corner, and which means that also I'm going to have we're going to have a bottom left corner. Bottom left corner is going to be here, bottom left corner, and which means that I'm also going to have a bottom right corner. Bottom right corner. Okay, let's put the bottom right corner over here. Okay. Okay, so the left corner of the screen, right? The left corner of the screen will be this area over here. The right corner is this area. The bottom left corner is this area, and the bottom right corner is about this area, more or less, right? So you can just guide the customer here, right? Okay. The center or the main screen is called the home screen. Okay. The home screen is the main screen. We don't say principal, we say the main screen. Okay, the main screen, the screen that is always the center or the most important screen on your device. Okay, that's called the home screen over here. Okay, so on your phone, my home screen is this. This is my home screen. This is the home screen. I have my phone, the hour, the calendar. I have the most common icons and applications that I use all the time. My son's photo is always on there. So this is my home screen. Do you understand? Home. This is not my home screen. This is not my home screen. Nope, not my home screen. This is my home screen, the main screen. Do you understand? You can tap on the home button. We got a home button, right? Home button. Let's put that there. So here we have a home button. It's usually a circle. For Android, it's a circle. Okay. So we have a circle. This is going to be the home button. Okay. A lot of vocabulary. Home button. Okay. This is going to be your home button. Move these guys up here. Well, I'm out of space, but I'm going to put it here. I'll put it somewhere. So here we have the home button.
Home button. The home button is with the double T. Home button. Mr. E.
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Okay,
Yes.
thank-
Yes, Jelson. Yes, button. Button. You can say button, button, or button.
I suppose I button, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Button.
The home button. And here we have the little arrow here. The little like triangle here. This is the back button. Okay, guys? The back button. Okay. It's called the back button. All right. This one here, or the return or back. Some people call it back, some people call it return. Right? But it's the same thing, return or back button. It's the same. Okay. Because you're returning to the previous application, the previous active application. And the other one is the little square here. Okay. The little square. That is going to be the menu button. Menu or options. Menu or options, right? Whichever, but it's the same, menu or options button. Okay. You can say button or icon if you want, but it's the same. It's the same. They'll customers will get the idea, right? The main button, the home button, menu button, options button. They'll pretty much get what you're saying, right? Button or icon. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so let's just to recap the parts of the screen. We have the home screen. Let's repeat that, guys. Now you can turn on your mics. All right, let's repeat that. Home screen.
Home screen.
Home screen.
Home screen.
That's great. You can also call it the main screen.
Main screen.
Main screen.
It's not principal. Principal, no. Okay. Then we have the top of the screen.
The top of the screen.
The bottom of the screen.
The bottom of the
The
screen.
bottom of the screen.
The left corner of the screen.
The
left
corner
of the
screen.
The right corner of the screen.
The right
corner of the screen.
Good. The bottom left corner of the screen.
The bottom
corner
of the screen.
The bottom right corner of the screen.
The bottom
right
corner
corner
of the screen.
Okay. Home button.
Home button.
Back button.
Back button.
Or return button. Okay.
Or return.
Yes. Menu button.
Menu button. Button.
Or menu icon. If it's easier for you. Menu icon. Icon. Okay. Now to give directions to the customer, you're going to use the imperative form. Just use the verb go. Okay. Just go. You're going to say go to. That's how you're going to give instructions. Let's give instructions to the customer using go to. Okay. So repeat after me just for practice. Mr. Customer, please go to the home screen.
Mr. Customer, please
Please go to the button screen.
Go to the home screen.
Go to the
Go to the home screen.
Yes. Now you can say, Mr. Customer, go to the left corner of the screen.
Mr. Customer, go to the left corner of the screen.
Mr. Customer, please, or just go, let's say, please go to the bottom of the screen.
Mr. Custom,
Please
go
go to the bottom of the screen.
to the bottom of
The
the screen.
bottom of the screen.
Yes. Go to the bottom left corner.
Go
please
to
go
the bottom
Customer,
left
go
corner.
to
Go to the bottom right corner.
Go to the
go
bottom
to the
right
bottom
corner.
right corner.
Exactly. Now this is go to, right? And now let's use tap. Tap, tap, tap on, tap on, tap on, tap on. Connected. Tap on, tap on. So we're gonna say, please tap on the home button.
please tap on
Please tap on the
Yes.
home button.
Please tap on the back button.
Please tap on the back button.
Yes. Please tap on the menu button.
please tap on
Please
That's right. Very good. So let's say if you have the option settings here, let's say that this is an option settings on the phone, right? You're going to tell the customer here, you're going to say, Mr. Customer, please tap on settings.
customer,
Mr.
please
Customer, please turn on setting.
Tap on settings. And then you're going to have like the Wi-Fi icon here or something, right? You're going to have a Wi-Fi icon, right? Or Wi-Fi, something like this or something. Then you're going to say, Mr. Customer, tap on the Wi-Fi icon. Tap on.
Mr. Customer, tap on the Wi-Fi icon. Tap on.
Icon. Okay. Tap on to turn on. Tap on to turn off. You understand? Turn on, turn off.
turn off.
Turn on
turn on,
and
and
turn
on.
off. Okay. So you're gonna, okay, so you're gonna say, Mr. Customer, please tap on the Wi-Fi icon to turn on Wi-Fi. Turn on Wi-Fi, tap on the Wi-Fi icon. Turn off Wi-Fi, for example, turn on or tap on the Wi-Fi icon, depending if it's on or off, okay? All right. Okay, basic vocabulary. Go to for this directions, right? Go to the left corner, go to the home screen. If you want an action, you say tap on settings, tap on Wi-Fi, tap on the home button, tap on it's the specific setting that you need, okay? Tap on. All right, good. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. All right, so that's swipe. Remember, swipe up, swipe left, swipe right, etc. Okay. Perfect vocabulary there for navigation. Next is at the top of the screen, you should be able to see your Wi-Fi icon. Okay, at the top of the screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon. Okay, got it? At the top of the screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon. Let's repeat that. At the top of the screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon.
The screen, you should be able to see.
At the top of the screen, you should be able to see the Wi-Fi icon.
Now you can say at the top of the screen, you should be able to see the settings option. Say it.
At the top of your screen, you should be able to see the setting icon.
Settings, let's say options, because options is just when you have like when you have just the name, right? The option, right? Settings option. You should be able to see the mobile network. Everyone, mobile network option. See it? Right, you should. Yes.
At the top of the screen, you should be able to see your mobile network.
There you go. Mobile network options. Options.
Mobile network options.
That's right. Because this. Okay, wait, hold on. This is an icon. This is an icon. These are options. Do you understand? Because they have no picture. These have no picture. Do you understand? They're just options. Do you understand? Okay. Mobile network. You can say, for instance, here we have, let's say, more options. You should have Bluetooth, for example, right? Okay. So you can say, for instance, if you can say tap on settings. Repeat, tap on settings.
Tap on settings.
Upon settings.
Then mobile networks.
Mobile
Then
network.
mobile networks.
Okay.
Mobile
Then
network.
mobile network. Then tap on tethering. This is an option. Tethering and hotspot. Okay, so hotspot here is when you share your internet, you know, when your phone becomes a router, so you're sharing the internet, right? Cuando compartes el internet. Okay. All right. So let's see. This is tethering a network, and we're going to have, let's say, Wi-Fi, right? And here we're going to have Bluetooth, for example, right? Okay. Okay. So step number 1, please go to settings. Then mobile networks. Then tap on Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's give the customer some steps. Okay, so Mr. Customer, please go to settings. Repeat, Mr. Customer, please go to settings.
The customer go
Please.
to settings.
Okay, tap on settings. Tap on settings.
Tap on settings.
Good. Then tap on mobile networks.
Then
Then
tap on mobile networks.
Tap on mobile networks. And then tap on or select Wi-Fi. Tap on, tap on or select Wi-Fi.
Then tap on or select
Okay, I'll say it one more time.
Wi-Fi.
Okay, so to give instructions, okay, Mr. Customer, go to settings.
Mr. Customer, please go
Mr.
to settings.
Customer,
Okay,
go to settings.
then go to mobile networks.
Then go to mobile network.
Then
Okay.
go to mobile network.
Then the customer can say, okay, I see it, I'm here. Okay, tap on mobile networks. Tap,
on.
Tap
On
Okay.
mobile network.
and then the customer is going to see 3 options. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what now? I have tethering and hotspot. I have Wi-Fi. I have Bluetooth. What do you want? Okay, thank you, Mr. Customer. Select Wi-Fi. Select Wi-Fi
So
Wi-Fi.
or
Wi-Fi
tap on Wi-Fi.
or
Wi-Fi
or
and then
tap
a
on
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
There you go. So basic, that's how you say it. Like basically you are guiding the customer in the steps. Do you understand? All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 9. Okay, so now we have a conditional. If the Wi-Fi icon is on, tap it to turn it off. So the icon is dimmed. So here we have tap. Tap. This is to tap, right? To tap like the finger, like you see in the graph. So tap it, or tap on it, right? Tap it to turn it off. Tap it to turn it on. Okay, so I'll write it here. Tap it to turn it off, or tap it to turn it on. Okay, can you guys say that, please? Let's say it again. So we're gonna say tap it to turn it off.
tap it
Okay,
to turn it
it off.
Tap it to turn it on.
Tap it, turning on.
Or you could say tap the icon to turn it off, or tap the icon to turn it on. Okay, got it? All right. You can, I mean, in the first one, I'm using a pronoun, but it's the same thing. You understand? All right. Okay. All right. And just connect here. You're going to say turn it. Turn it. Can you say it? Turn it?
Turn it.
So you can say, yeah, you got it. You can say tur, right? Tur, first syllable, and the second syllable, knit. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it on. Turn it off. Off. On. You understand? So you can say turn it on. Turn it off. Okay.
Turn it.
Let's say it. Turn it on. Turn it off.
Turn it off.
That's correct. All right. Perfect. Dimmed. The icon is dimmed. Dimmed means not on. It's not on, right? It's not activated. Do you understand? When it's not activated, it means that it is on. It's dimmed. Do you understand? It's dimmed. Okay. Dimmed means off. Off. Okay. Dimmed. The icon is dimmed. There's no light. It has no light. Okay. It is off. All right. Let's move on. Number 10. Okay. We're going to test your internet. Okay. So after you check the settings, okay, Mr. Customer, we're going to test your internet. Okay. We're going to test the internet. Here, the verb is test. Okay. You could say, we will test the internet. We're going to test the internet. We're gonna test the internet. Okay. Can you guys say that? We're going to test your internet. We're going to test your internet.
We're going to test your internet.
Okay, perfect. Now, here, step 11, could you please try to load a website? Here, you're going to use the verb load. Load, right? Load a website, load a web page, something like that, okay? Okay, so could you please try to load a website? Load a website. You understand? Or could you please try to load, I'm going to give you some examples, a video. Load your Instagram page, right? Load your Instagram page. Load a website. Do you understand? Can you please load load Netflix, or for example, any application that you want, just to make sure that you're testing the internet. Okay. Mr. Customer, can you please load a video for me? I want to test your internet. Or can you load a video? We're going to test your internet. Okay. All right. Let's see who can give me an example.
Mr. Customer, please, I'm going to test your internet. Could you load a video, please?
Okay. Do you want me to load a video? Any video?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to load a YouTube video. Okay, very good. Thank you, Daniel. Nice example. Can somebody else give me another example, please? Can I get another example?
Mr. Customer, could you please try install app?
Try some app? What do you mean by try? I don't understand.
Install one app.
You want me to install an app?
Yes.
Okay, stop. Parentheses. Good, Javi, pero you need to use the correct verb, load. I cannot install, and I cannot. Okay, go ahead, try again. Go ahead, try again. Try again. Say it again, but use the verb load. I can't hear you.
Could you please try to load an app?
An app. Okay.
Yes, please.
is, let me try Pandora. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, give me a second. Let me load my Pandora. Oh, now I can hear the radio. It's back. Thank you.
You're welcome. My name is Ano.
All right, good, Javier. Good work. Good work. So please remember vocabulary, right? Can you load a web page? Can we test this? Okay, thank you. Install is a different thing. You want me to like download from the Google Play Store another app or something? I don't know. Okay. And finally, you can give the customer like a short recap. For the Wi-Fi, just a little explanation. Okay, so today we checked something. You can begin like with this. This is to begin, to give you an idea, to finish. Okay, so today we checked your internet, Mr. Customer. So today we checked your service. So today we checked your phone. So today we checked the device, whatever you want. And then you can tell what happened, right? And here it says we got you back on the internet, or you can say something like, okay, so Mr. Customer, today we checked your internet and now the service is restored, or now the service is back to normal, or the service is working, right? You can use is back, like different. You could say back to normal. The internet is working. The service is restored, right? Or everything is restored, the service is restored, the service is back to normal. Do you understand? Okay, just to give like a recap. So the internet, okay, so today, Mr. Customer, we checked your phone settings, your service is back to normal, the internet is working now, the service is restored, whatnot. And now that's just to give you like a starter to it, okay? And then we're going to explain. Here's like a little explanation, right? So, it's very likely. It's like saying probably, right? So probably the phone was connected to Wi-Fi, or it's very likely, or maybe the phone was connected to Wi-Fi. That's the same thing. To Wi-Fi, hotspot. Hotspot is when you are sharing your data, your mobile data, right? So maybe your Wi-Fi was connected to hotspot, where the internet wasn't available anymore. So the internet was not available, or was available, or it is not available anymore. And here we're giving like a little explanation. So by turning Wi-Fi off, we switch to back automatically to your mobile data. So remember that the customer can have connection to Wi-Fi and mobile data. Mobile data is definitely the tower. This is the tower provided through the SIM card. Do you understand? This is the internet provided through the tower, the SIM card that is connected to the tower. The Wi-Fi is different. The signal is different because it's local and is connected to the router. Do you understand? The Wi-Fi is connected to the router, while mobile data is connected to the tower, the SIM card, which is connected to the tower. So we switched to back, right? Switch to back. That means we returned it. We switched to back automatically to mobile data. Okay. So here's like a recap, some steps that you provided for your customer. Okay. Are we good? And that's the end of the process here for basic internet troubleshooting.